Hello, welcome to my exhibit about Benjamin Franklin. Today I'll be discussing the different inventions of Benjamin Franklin and the things he wrote along with their purposes. I will also be briefly discussing the early life of Benjamin Franklin and his achievements throughout his entire life. Please enjoy this exhibit. I hope you find it very informative and interesting. Thank you.
This is Benjamin Franklin. He was born on January 17th,
1706.
to Josiah and Abia Franklin. As a child, he had to go through many things. When he was only 2, his father had put him to school so he could learn to read, write, and do math. He worked with his father in the candle shop when he took him out of school, and after he put him to work with his brother in the printing press. As he got older, he made many inventions such as the lightning rod, the Franklin stove, and many other things. He had also written many things such as his own autobiography, the Poor Richard's Almanac, and he had helped write the Declaration of Independence. He had also helped write the Constitution and the Treaty of Paris. Without him, America would not be what it is today. This is an invention by Benjamin Franklin called the Franklin stove. It was invented in 1741 to help the heating of homes. At the time, heating was essential and the heating devices weren't really that great. The fireplaces gave off a lot of smoke and most energy was wasted. With the Franklin stove, you could produce a lot more heat with a lot less wood. The invention was excellent and helped many people. Benjamin Franklin was offered to get money for his invention, but he declined. He wanted no money for it because he wanted to help the people. The lightning rod. It was created in 1750. At the time, many houses were burning down because of heating. This rod helped the houses not burn down. Benjamin Franklin says, "It has pleased God in the goodness to mankind, at the length to discover to them the meaning, securing their habitations and other buildings from the mischief by lightning and thunder." The method in this, provide a small iron rod, but of such length that one end may be 3 or 4 feet from the ground, and other may be 6 to 8 feet above the highest part of the building. To the upper part of the rod, fasten about a foot of brass wire, the size of common knitting needle, sharpened to a fine point. The rod may be secured to the house by a few staples. If the house barn may be long, there may be a rod and a point of each end, and middling wire along the ridge from one side to the other. A house thus furnished will not be damaged by lightning. It will be attracted by the points and passing through the metal into the ground without hurting anything. Vessels also, having a sharp point rod fixed on the top of their mast with a wire from the foot of the rod reaching down, ride one of the shrouds to the water, will not be hurt by lightning. In 1762, Benjamin Franklin had also made a map of the Gulf Stream. He had made 8 voyages across the Gulf Stream. He created it because he had wondered why it took so much time to come back than going places on the ship. He was the first person to ever study the Gulf Stream. If he found a solution to the problem, he could help shipping speeds of many things a lot faster than it was at the time. He ended up making a map to show the different land features and places around the Gulf Stream. The Treaty of Paris was written on 1783. In the Treaty of Paris, King George III agrees to say that many states are free. Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, John Jay, and David Hartley signed the Treaty of Paris. King George III declares that all the colonies and all future colonies in America were free. A couple of months after the Second Continental Congress was held and the Secret Committee of Correspondence was formed, the Declaration of Independence was written. The Declaration of Independence was written as grievances against the King of England at the time, which was King George III. The signers and the people of America at the time believed that all people were equal. The people thought that the king wasn't doing anything for the good of the people. Most thought that the people in the colonies should be free. Benjamin Franklin, among others, signed the Declaration of Independence. After the Declaration of Independence was written, Benjamin Franklin said, "We must all hang together, or assuredly we should all hang separately." In 1784, Benjamin Franklin invented bifocals to help the eyesight of people. He didn't like having to keep switching between the two types of glasses to help him read books, so he decided to make these. He put both lenses in to make them from each of his glasses. With these, he could see a lot better, and it was a lot easier to do the things that he liked to do. In 1771, Benjamin Franklin started writing his own autobiography. He had named it The Private Life of the Late Benjamin Franklin. It had originally been published in 1791 in French, but in 1793 he published the first edition in English. There were 4 parts to his autobiography, each discussing different points. His autobiography had talked about the first 50 years of his life and what he went through. He talked about many principles such as wealth, religion, principles, and many more. A couple of years after he started writing his autobiography, his wife, Deborah Franklin, passed away.
Benjamin Franklin had done many things to help the future of American society. He invented many things that we still use today. He was a scientist, printer, and inventor. If he hadn't gotten help from France, the United States would still be part of England. If it weren't for him, America wouldn't be America. Are there any questions?
Yes. What else did he invent?
Well, he invented the glass harmonica, which was a musical instrument that was very popular in England. Even the Queen used it.
How many kids did he have?
He had 3, but one died at a really small age. His name was Francis, and the other 2 children he had were Sarah and William. One last question before we conclude this tour.
When did he die?
He died on April 17, 1790, at the age of 84 in Philadelphia. There was over 20,000 people that attended his funeral.